Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. It is already afternoon. I've been laying in bed for a while. I have some construction. Okay, let me. I'm not starting the right way, am I not, right? Today is 25th of July. We are so close to the end of July. And even though I woke up super early because I have some weird construction going on behind my window, even though it's like a field, there is like nothing on it. And when I said field, like it's wildlife. And so they were doing something, and I woke up very early because they were doing something since 7 a.m. But I roll out of bed quite late because, when you play on the phone and then you roll out, and then I had to charge my phone because yeah, battery went on that on all that gaming, and now it's noon when I usually finish filming. I'm starting filming. So this week was a very interesting week because I had a start. If you remember, my summer wheel gave me a new start option, which I'm really happy about, and I am going to show you what I started. I promised you that it will be a surprise. I mean, surprise. Of course, it would be a surprise. It means like I didn't tell you what I'm going to start last week, but we'll see it today. Now, what else is going to happen today? We are going to spin, or I'm going to spin a mega wheel. The upcoming week is the last week of July, which is like full week, right? It's like, oh, let's say the bigger part of a week for sure is the still falls under the July, which means like just because it's the end of July, I'm spinning my mega wheel, which contains all project regardless of the season. And if you remember, I was planning to do the I created another wheel which I called 2026 starts. It's not going to be just 2026. I think I'm going to add in 27 starts, etc. And I'm going to spin it also together with the mega wheel. But I decided to give myself a free will here, right? I always have a free will regardless, but I decided that mega wheel is kind of like required-ish, I would say, right? But the other one is totally optional. I may one month I may want to spin it. Another month I will decide, nope, I have an idea what I'm going to stitch and I just don't care. Technically, that's what's happening this time. I have a project which I really would like to stitch, and that's the new start which I did I think in June, and I really want to go back to it. So I am going to go back to it. I just don't know how many projects am I going to, I'm sorry, how many days I'm going to dedicate. Let's see, guys, we will know next week when I'm going to do the results of the mega wheel, I'm sorry. But let's start with current situation. So my focus project for July, oh yeah, and by the way, next week we are going to spin the focus wheel for August because I don't have any projects which I can take as a focus. Sorry, I had to cough, so hopefully I cut it out. I don't have any projects to become focus project for the August, and usually when it's the last month, I usually don't prefer to not have a dedicated focus project because I don't have enough time to finish it till the end of the season. Okay, so that will be the next week. Right now, this is the focus project for July. That what the focus wheel gave me. This is Golden Kite, Slaggedy Köge. I actually added the correct O or whatever how you pronounce it. I don't know in here. So that's how it's written actually, originally. I'm not sure about this word, if there was any type of other symbols regarding, but this one is the correct way. So this is 400 by 523, created by Golden Kite. Ignore this, Sebastian. That's not the right, how what you call it, the artwork. That's not the right person who did the artwork. I didn't write down who is the right person. Golden Kai, that dude doesn't give you who's the original one, the author of the artwork. Anyway, I'm stitching on 28 count. This is I'm trying to think. It's not. Is it Longana? No, I think it's Jobelan. I don't remember, to be honest. I think it's kind of like, usually Jobelan doesn't. I think it's 28 count Jobelan. Anyway, let's take a look at this. Do you guys even see the progress? Yes, you do. Remember how happy I was last week that I finally finished. I was very close to the finish line on this left hand side, and I left just a tidbit to finish, to go till the end of the row. I am done with that, and I told you guys that I knew that the amount of stuff which was left was like 200 something stitches, like cross stitches. Okay, my saga is in cross stitches, even though I stitch I use 10 stitch. So technically, well, I was right when I said at the beginning 200 something stitches, half stitches. So I finished it and I moved to another block, and now I was able to change my in Saga my stitching area from 4x2. Remember, I told you just I wanted to finish the horizon line, so to my usual one, which I prefer, 3x4. On this type, like, it's not like on this type project. It was interesting. Some projects I do prefer like 3x4, but other projects I there is one project I'm trying to do typewriting method. We'll see how that will work. I'm just experimenting with that. And another project, which is my Fox Equinox, that one I actually just do row by row, like not block by block, but row by row. I finish all colors in one row. Then I go to the next row, finish all colors in that row, and I'm trying to not, like, very rarely I'm spreading around like my stitches, because it's extremely easy to get lost there. So I'm doing the row by row. It's kind of like, I'm not even doing typewriting method, because typewriting, technically in theory, you take a block, let's say just block 10 by 10 stitches, right? Or you may do bigger, but anyway, usually it's 10 by 10, and you stitch all of that till the end of the row, and then you switch another one and you go like this. And I saw Max Color Stitcher. She does an amazing job. This is where I found that method from. She herself tells you where she got it from. I think it's Stitchy Mummy something, I don't know. I'm not watching that channel, so I don't want to butcher the name of the channel, but you can go to the Max Color Stitcher. She usually tells where she took it from. So, and she does an amazing job stitching. Her projects are growing extremely fast, I would say. So that's why I decided on one of the projects to do that, but this is not the one. Here I'm doing 3x4 because there are a lot of sky here background, and I like to stitch it. But what's interesting, it was not boring in here at all. Surprisingly enough, this like blue blimp here, or blue thing here, spot, let's say, and then you have slightly lighter here. Technically, there's supposed to be kind of like a glimpse of another shape behind, and there was quite a bit of a color change in there, but it was not, I didn't have a lot of single stitches. Surprisingly enough, I had few single stitches. I'm not sure why, but there were a few of them. But other than that, there was a lot of, like, 50, 90, etc. It was like easy to stitch, and I'm looking forward. And actually, even though I said I took 3x4, 3 horizontally, it's like 1, 2, 3, right? And 4 vertically. But you see, I technically did the whole like almost 4x4. And the reason why, because there were some colors. So when I took 3x4 like this, 1, 2, 3, like this, right? 3x4. When I took this block, there were some colors at the top very light. And when I saw it, they were parked like literally next to this block. They were really parked in here, and in the next block that color would have like 3 stages. Majority will go like top, like diagonally on the top. So that's why some colors I had to start from the next block and stitch a little bit, so I can fill major block of with that color in my main stitching area. So that's why it just happened that I stitched a little bit more. It was 4x4, which was a little bit, I can't say difficult, tiresome. I got tired a little bit, because really the first day I was stitching quite a bit of, not quite a bit, but there was like single stitches, which was surprising to me, right? I spent a decent amount of time just to figuring out with these colors to make sure I'm not messing up in here, because next time I will move into this area, who knows when, because technically I am done with this project for the season. As far as I remember, I got it, so it fell as a focus project for July, and I think in June I had a regular, my summer wheel gave it to me. So technically where it was not yet shown was in the mega wheel. It's still available there, but as I said, there is like, I have 38 project available, in progress right now, which means like all of those projects have like 1%, if not less, chance to show up, right? My mega wheel, my wheel likes Rosewood Manor and Golden Kite, but we will see what's going to happen. What I'm trying to say, that outside of the mega wheel, this project is not going to show up till the next year anymore. And this is where I'm going to end. I'm not worried about it, that I'm not going to stitch it. I think I did this year a lot. I really did a lot. Not only I finished the whole line, which I didn't expect at all, I even started the third one. And as I said, next it will going to go slightly easier, and hopefully next year, or when the next time it will show up, remember there is still mega wheel, if next time it will show up, I will definitely probably will do quite a bit. I will probably at least till half of the shape. I don't want to be too much optimistic that I finish the shape, because again, right now there will be this block in here. There were a lot of stuff in here. Probably this will be nightmare to stitch. Probably will be bajillion of single stitches. But anyway, I know that I will finish the sky, that's for sure, this piece of the sky. And I will start on this one. And honestly, right now I'm a little bit more looking forward stitching it when I told you when I was in this water, because like that water was never ending. All right, guys, that will be it for this project. There is nothing much to say, and actually even to show. There was just sky, right? And that's it. All right, so hopefully you can hear me very well, because I have a t-shirt with the pretty wide neck, and I put my microphone in the middle, and it's just pretty heavy, just like drags my t-shirt to my bottoms. And I'm like, do I need to yell louder? I'm trying to see what's next. Next, let's start with the start. So there is a project, the summer wheel gave me an option, says new start. I'm going to show a preview of the project, because this is an electronic chart which I bought at my bobbin. Oh my gosh, who's the author? Let me go check, because I think it was Eugene. No. Let me go check. I tried honestly. I tried to remember who was it, and I forgot. Give me a second. Well, I was totally wrong. It is Yelena Vyazgina. I don't know if I pronounced her last name correctly, but the project called Bungalow with the View. This is my July. I don't know. When I was looking at this project, it's just a July association. I don't know. It's like beach, hot days, and it's really hot in Texas right now. And it's not even June. When I was stitching Vertical Rise by Design Works, that one was associated with the June. This one, I just have like strict, like dedicated association, like it is July. I don't know, it's not August, it's July. As you may see, or if you can see at least what I did, I did that much. It's pretty much the same colors I did on Golden Kite. My whole week actually is about sea, ocean, crabs, shells, etc. You will see the next project is also related to the marine life, so and the beach, you know. So that's why the whole week was like beach week, marine life week. Anyway, I did quite a bit. I'm pretty proud of myself. Of course, it's a little bit more than 1,000 stitches, but and there is nothing technically to see because yeah, I'm stitching the beach on its own. But to be honest, like here in this block, I saw that there is already crabster leg starts. It actually, there's like a shadow from his leg and the leg starts. So I'm actually looking forward. I already updated my let me see, did I updated my 2026 start wheel? Because remember, that's the wheel I'm going to spin today together with my mega wheel. Let me see, Yelena Vyazgina. Yes, I do have it. All right, let me just close this one. I don't know what to say about this. There is not much to show. I think once I will, I am, here I'm not doing neither 3x4, no, what's going on? I stopped losing voice for some kind of reason. Here I'm not doing anyways. I was thinking to do like the typewriting method just to see how it will go, because there is two more projects which I started this summer, and they like Vertical Rise is the one which I was also trying to do like typewriting method, and there is another project which like Before the Storm, which I also was trying to do just to see if how it will go. Even though I did tell you at the beginning of this video that I have only one project where I'm definitely trying it for sure. Yes, there is one project which I'm going to stick to it, right, just to see. But these two projects, like which I started in June, it's kind of like I want to see, like, let me start, but I will let it go as it goes, right? I may stitch like across everything as much as I want without sticking to typewriting method. Only on one project I'm going to stick. So this one I also was trying to like, let me see if I can do the same, like small-ish one, but I'm not sure because I took a small nurge. It was more comfortable for me to stitch, and I was like stitching within this range, and I was like, do I really want to move my nurge, finish the row, and then go on the top, and you know, like the stitched area will be in a hoop all the time. So I'm just thinking maybe I will just try to fill it in and just slowly move, fill it in, you know, this way. We'll see, because some colors in here on the bottom, they go like, I need to start somewhere here to fill this part. Like there will be like few stitches here, diagonally goes, and majority is here. So I don't want, just because it's beyond the nurge, I don't want just start, fill in, and then when I move the nurge, I have to fill in 3 stitches. I'm not a big fan of single stitches. That's why sometimes when I see those samplers people stitch, I was like, I wish I can stitch that one, but it will be probably is going to drive me nuts, because there are a lot of like details where you have like 3-4 stitches here and there. I do have samplers, and I want to try them. I just want to see how they will go. But I think that just because of those like tedious work, I prefer to have like balanced project where you will have maybe few single stitches, few block stitching, you know. I'm more that type of a person. Anyway, that's it what I can show regarding this project. I'm really happy about this, that I started it. I have all necessary materials for the project already, because it's, you know, a couple of years stitching already for a couple of years and buying materials as I go. helped me to understand that I don't like this way, because usually when I stitch project, so I have a stash of DMC floss, right? When I stitch project and I see that I don't have the necessary color, or I'm running out, meaning like I definitely know I don't have enough, and that color ends on while I'm stitching, right? I don't have it. I get so upset and pissed that I don't want to stitch that project at all for in foreseen future. Like, I just not pissed on a project, I'm pissed on myself. I'm mad on the project, actually mad on the project, but pissed on myself, and I just want to shove the project away, and I'm just like, I'm mad, right? And then I don't want to go back to it just because of that. But I like the project. I'm like, I know that I was like, I so wanted to stitch it, and just because of me, who didn't buy all necessary flosses or materials up in front, I am the one who's responsible, who's guilty in the, it's not like guilty, but take responsibility over not be prepared, right? So I'm trying to right now buy fabric, all necessary materials up in front, extra floss if needed, you know, like, and just put, let me show you what I do. I don't believe it's very interesting, but sometimes when Saga shows me that you need like 4 or 5 meters of certain color, each skein has 8 meters. So technically, even though I need, let's say, this is just an example out of my head, I'm just giving it doesn't mean that this project exactly this color, but just in general. Let's say this color I need 5 meters, for example. Instead of taking floss out and measuring 5 meters, I know like it will be almost the whole skein is going to go away, almost the whole thing. I just might as well just buy the whole thing, shove it in here, and I know I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to have enough. I know I have more than enough. So now, so you see, that's why I have all of this. I know I don't need all of this, all of these meters, all of these amounts, but like, for example, this is a good example. I think this one I need almost 4 meters, and I know that a half of a skein will go away. So I just put it on this bobbin, and I'm like, in my stash, I don't have 06 color, like in my stash. I need to add it. And I was just, you know what? Once I will be done with this project, I'm going to shove it into my stash because I keep them on these bobbins. I would like to have it not on the bobbins. I would like to have my floss hanging on, like, you know, you have this, what you call it, not a washboard, but like in a garage you have, I forgot the English name for it. I knew it and I forgot the name for that, that you can like hang all your flosses, like people hang their tools, but you can create like in the store and hang all your flosses so they are not in the stash, because I have folders which I put on top of each other and they just kind of flatten the stuff, and I don't want it. But I don't have better organization because I'm renting the apartment, you know, and I know that I'm not going to rent it forever. I'm going to eventually buy a house, and which I'm planning to start looking for and preparing myself maybe somewhere next year. We will see. That's the plan, but I don't know how market will go, how my job will go. You never know. But I was thinking, once I will have a permanent living, I will be able to do what I need. So meanwhile, I don't want to add to my apartment, add more stuff, because it's more stuff to move, it's more expensive to move, and that's why it's kind of like all just in big box. It's not comfortable, but anyway, just because I don't have it in my stash, it's going to go into my stash. I have to use a half of it, it goes here. Yes, I may have I don't know when this project will be finished. I may have through the years, I may need this color for some other project. That's okay. I'll buy a separate floss for that. We will see. I will just leftovers. I will just put them together and put that in the box. If I think by the time I probably will have my own living and I don't have to do it. But anyway, I'm not worried about it. So I spent 2 days for Golden Kite. I spent 2 days for new project. I have 3 more days. Today is Saturday. I'm going to stitch the Dimensions Gold Collection Holiday Village as usual. That's my Saturday project. But we will see it somewhere in the middle of August, probably, because if I'll give today 500, I will have 1500 on it. Upcoming week, I'm not going to take it. Next week, I'm probably going to take it, but you will see it in 3 weeks from today, pretty much at the end of summer, pretty much. So I'm right now, I am, you know what I'm thinking, should I even show you in 3 weeks, or when I will do summer overview, because summer, at the end of the summer, I will do the whole summarizing the summer, right? Summarizing the season, what I staged, you know, how much, which projects, etc. So I'm thinking maybe I should wait, but I don't know. Anyway, so as I said, just because I had 2 extra days, I decided to take my next summer project, which I started last year, and this is Barbara and Cheryl Seaside Collection. I told you guys this week was my beach seaside, oops, I'm so sorry, beach seaside week. I saw this one time somewhere online. I was searching for something, and I remember I've been scrolling different pictures, and I saw this one. And I was like, how is it better to explain? The first impression when I saw it, I was like, why in the cross stitch section of the website, when the charts are, I'm looking at the picture where people glued shells to the, I don't know, cardboard or whatever, framed it, and put it in a cross stitch collection. Like, why? So I've been keep scrolling, but that just was bothering me. So I went back, scrolled back, and I'm like, let me just look it closer because it was bothering me. And when I zoomed in, I saw that actually cross stitch. And I was just like, wow, it is such a 3-dimensional one from the first impression. And I really like this one more than this one, to be honest. For some kind of reason, this one looks more 3D than this. I don't know why. I might stitch this one. We will see. I do have fabric for it, but I decided to stitch this one first. And I started it last year. No, I didn't buy it for $5. I bought it like less than for $5 because on Amazon, actually, someone was trying to get rid of it. I don't know. I'm like, it was like pennies. So I was extremely happy because it's extremely old. It's like I was 8 years old. I think it was like 1988, I think, yes. Like copyright 1988. I don't know if it's copyright of the brochure, but it's old. I'm almost 50, guys. I'm not 50 yet, but let's say I'm more than 45. Let me say that way. You imagine how old this is. Like, it's pretty much impossible to find these type of projects anymore online. Okay, I need somehow to put it so you guys can see with the preview where it was. So technically last year I finished the whole shell and shade of the shell last year, okay. last year, okay. Buttery. So this piece was last year, and this is what I added this week. I started on this big beautiful shell. There is a lot of like small rocks or something, some gravel. That's not the most exciting thing to stitch. I'm stitching on, I think it's 28 count sandstone fabric by Stony Creek. I bought it at Stony Creek side because I stitched Stony Creek's project one time. It called Beach Heaven, and that one and I bought fabric based on what's in the key, like in the brochure it was saying that you need to use sandstone. So I bought it. I really liked the color. The problem is that I think it's either Lugana, and when they color it, it becomes extremely like strong and tough to stitch through. So that's a little bit annoying, but it's very sandy, it's very beachy, I don't know how good you can see these shells because they were light actually. So I was thinking to add maybe some backstage, maybe like Snow White backstage here a little bit, so it's not going to blend too much with the sand, let's call it, with the fabric, but I will think about it. There is another stuff, like if you may see on this shell, there is like dark lines here, and you cannot see them in here. I use the floss based on the key, which is in the which is in the brochure. But I think that in 1988, probably that color was a little bit different shade, totally different, like darker, because duh, you don't see this dark piece in here. I actually was planning to undo it, just take out those stitches and just replace them with a different color, slightly darker, and see how it will go. But it just happened that when I put it in the Nerge, because I knew that I just need to redo this stuff in here, it's not much, and then I have to start on the shell, and I'm like, I have to move Nerge. I don't want to move Nerge. I just want to put it in the hoop and stitch it without moving. I don't want to do unnecessary moving, right? So I decided I'll do it probably later, maybe when I will move to stitch this sand dollar, like on this side. So when the Nerge will be here, I will be able to undo it and redo it later. But as you may see, of course, I did a little bit more than 1,000 stitches. This is parked. It's not a tail like here, like these ones. This will be cut off later, but this is parked because there are more colors of this going down, and I just don't want to I'm worried I'm miscount. So that's why it's approximate. It's not like approximate. I try to count correctly and park in the correct spot, but once I will, when I use different colors, reach closer to the park, I will see if I parked it correct or not. Anyway, that's how much is done. Those little pebbles, I thought first to go and start counting where they are, but technically it doesn't matter, just like as long as they fit within this frame here. If you decide to, as long as you're not stitching them somewhere far away in the corner, but somewhere within this area, all these little pebbles, you're fine, and you don't have to stitch all of that, but I think it just adds a little to the ambience, to the picture, so I'll try. But yeah, there is like white color and dark color, 1 or 2 stitches, and I just like I could not I couldn't muscle through the idea to go and stitch them, so I decided I'm not going to do it this time. But you know what, I also thought that this project, it's not a big project, and I thought that it might be a focus project for the next year. No, actually I was pretty surprised to find out that I still, before I stitched this one, when I had only this shell, right, I still had about 7,000 stitches left to stitch on it, and I'm like, oh, this actually may be potential focus project for 2028, if not 2029. I'm not in a rush. I'm absolutely not in a rush to stitch it. Again, don't forget, it's my summer project. It is in a summer focus wheel. It's in a mega wheel. It has potential to come up any other time, but if it's not, the planned finish probably 2028, I would say. If I have like 6, 5, maybe 2029. Let's say before 2030 I should finish it. I should. We will see. If I'm going to, the thing is, yeah, if I was thinking like if I'm going to buy permanent living, usually it takes time, and I may not stitch during that period, especially if you're moving, etc. I've been moving in my life, in my life actually. Geez, I've been moving so much. Starting the first big move, ginormous move across the globe, right? Pretty much was from Ukraine back, not back here. Well, it's interesting. I said back here. Very interesting. From the Ukraine to United States, and then after that, within like 8 years, I moved 6 times. So I know what it is, how much effort it takes, and I may not have enough time to stitch. We will see. So that's why I'm saying probably this will be potential finish before 2030. I should be good, right? I should have enough time for that. So what's next? So technically I'm done showing you all projects which I worked on this week, but remember, upcoming week is a mega super wheel week, and let me bring in my tablet. What we are going to do first, I'm going to spin a super wheel, and then I will switch to 2026 starts, which also contains all projects regarding of the season which I started this year. So winter projects, spring projects, we will see what else it will give me to stitch, and I will decide. I'm leaving myself a freedom of choice, and I will decide how many days I'm going to dedicate to that project. 1 or 2, we'll see. Okay, so let me bring a tablet. Okay guys, what a contrast, what a contrast. So the RTO kit, the Snow Leopard, is, as you may guess by the name, snow. It's a winter project. It's a winter project, and it's not an easy project. RTO has really, really beautiful kits, but I consider their projects a little bit difficult. When I stitch, I always feel like I'm stitching the full coverage. There is very often color change, few stitches, a lot of colors with little of stitches, like 5 here, 10 there, and you know, I don't like it. And the next project actually is a summer project, which I started in June at Toma Mishukova before the storm. I've been talking about it a few minutes ago, but I'm really happy that actually it showed up, because I also wanted to move it a little bit more. These projects, like which I bought on my bobbin, because I bought that one on my bobbin too, these are not extremely big ones, and they have a potential to be finished within 3 to 4 years for me, right? So, and I would like to move them because I think I told you guys that I decided that each wheel, seasonal wheel, is going to have 12 projects, including already the multi-seasonal ones. I feel like that's enough to, it's just enough for them to go through the whole season, and they're very old ones, and I don't want to add to my wheels starts which I did this year and like 2026, which I will do next year. So I'm trying to figure out how to not put it away, these starts which I did this year, still stitch them, and move the projects which are migrating since 2023, right? So I think I figured out slightly good system. That's the system which you saw right now, that all these new starts I'm going to stick into the mega wheel weeks. But again, it's not going to be a big boost. I'm going to change my wheels, meaning like I have spring wheel, which has like, I think 10 projects only, while summer has 14 right now. And I said I want 12 in each. So I'm going to tweak, but that will be by the end of the year. I don't want to talk too much about it because I've been probably more than an hour already. Let's take a look on the projects which just showed up by all my wheels. So this one, not in a great condition, it's a Snow Leopard by RTO. Oh boy, this is so pretty guys. Now, big fat disclaimer. Oh my gosh, this is such in bad condition. So you may see bajillion of beads in it. FYI, this project is without beads at all. It just happened. Remember I told you I don't like to do the single stitches here, like these single stitches. I decided to replace them with beads. But just because I don't know what will look good, what I tried to do on 1 2 3 stitch and in Hobby Lobby, I went and bought as many approximate blues as I could, or violet or purple, just to replace the floss color. So I bought like this, as you see, bluish purplish color of beads, and I went and I take a look which bead, so let's say those single stitches you stitch with a certain color. Let's say you stitch with, I don't know, with this dark blue. So the beads which I bought, I took those beads and I put it together, and I was trying to compare which of them is the closest to this color, which means like I'm kind of replacing floss with that color of the bead approximately, right? So that's why you see so many beads, so much. There are certain colors which I could not find a similar bead, and I was trying to like, I have like 2 colors and I still like undecided and not very decisive which one I want to take, but that will be at the end. Beads will be at the end. Just want to let you know, in case if you will decide to buy this for yourself, there are no beads in it. This is my imagination does it, okay? Oh, and I need to put this back. So yeah, this one I bought at Hobby Lobby because I really like how it sparkles. And I want a very, very sparkly tidbits of this snow. I also replaced fabric which was inside of the kit. I switched to the opalescent color. So because it's not a full coverage, I parked a little bit. I actually already did some beads here, as you may see. I actually really like it. I think. I'm trying to think, do I really like it? I think it will look really cool. Anyway, what I was talking about, oh, the fabric. In the kit, I don't remember what was the count originally, either 16 or 14, I think. Does it have? Artist Konstantin Kalinin. Are you telling me somewhere the fabric? Okay, I cannot find it. I don't know what was the fabric number in the kit. It might be, how big are the stitches? It might be a 16 count. So I replaced it probably in 32 count. So it's kind of, I kept the count, but instead of Ida, which was inside of the kit, I changed it to Lugana with opalescent. So as I said, because it's not full coverage, the whole thing around is going to sparkle because it's a snow. And as you may see, those single stitches I'm going to replace with the beads, and I will try to put like pretty sparkly, maybe mix and match. Some of them a little bit frosted, which needs to go here. So this purple parked thread here, there will go some single stitches of similar color, of this color, and I want to put a bead of that color, and it's a little bit like frosted. It's not sparkly, but I really like how it looks like. So, but I'm still undecided because there is another one which is very close to it. It also looks good, but again, as I said, not only will I have the sparkly fabric, but also I give it even more sparkle with the beads, which I think will be really, really interesting. We will see how it's going to go. I don't want to overbeat it. I don't want to put too much beads, so I'm still kind of really, really undecisive what I'm going to do and how I'm going to stitch it. But let me tell you guys, there is a lot of color change. There is a lot, and it's very often. Pretty much whole project, surprisingly enough, pretty much whole project is stitch 1/2. Only few colors in here you stitch 2/2. I think like 1 or 2 colors you do 2/2. The whole rest of the project is 1/2. And yeah, that's why you may not see all the colors here, but there are a lot of shades of bluish, whitish, beige, tan, greenish, and it's like a little bit, and just because these colors are pretty dark and I'm stitching on a white fabric, I don't want to drag a lot across. And sometimes I just have to secure without dragging, especially if let's say I will have to stitch like black or dark, whatever, I don't remember which color, like these dark spots, and secure on the same spot, because I don't want to drag behind, just I don't want it to somehow see through, because I'm not covering it with the darker color. Like here I can drag because I know all this is really dark, and that behind on the other side, if I'll drag across, it's not going to see through because the whole thing is dark. But when there is like light, I'm trying to secure, so that's why it's a little bit annoying. But I actually done with his main paw, and his second paw is actually done too, and now I'm slowly moving to his head, and there is not much to the body, pretty much like head, a little bit of the body, and the tail. Well, that's not an easy stage. There is still quite a bit to stitch. Approximate finish, who knows when. I'm not in a rush. That's how it looks like right now. Remember this, and we are going to see how much I will end up. Where is it going to be next week? Of course, hopefully I will move a little bit more on his face, but we will see. 4 days with this project next week. Okay, and the next project is the start of this year, of this June, is Toma Mishukova, right? Before the Storm. I'm going to insert a preview how it's going to look like. And this is how it looks like right now. This is where I told you guys that I am trying to do the typewriting method, but just because it's a little bit like there's grass, and as you may see, I go beyond the first 10 by 10 squares, way much beyond, just because that's how the floss goes, right? So that's how this color flows, it goes, and I'm trying to not, I just don't like to secure my thread very often, so I'm trying to, you know, make sure that I'm not going to be lost when next time I have to start from somewhere, so I understand where I'm starting. But in the same time, I'm trying to like stick I'm trying to stick to the typewriting, but this is where I'm going to give myself freedom, and you see this freedom here. I kind of did like 2 blocks here. We will see how it will go next time, but I hopefully like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 9 is 900, but there is already a lot of staged, right? But also a lot of not staged. And the way how I go with this grass, I don't know if the second row will be finished. I think the first row for sure should be finished, like totally completed, but the next one we will see. But that's the grassy part. I think that's it for today, guys. We will see what else there is. Like one, I don't know if I'm going to use it for 2 days, stitch on these 2 days. We will see. There is another summer project which I really want to stitch, and I wouldn't mind to stitch 2 days on that one too. I still will have only 1 day, and I will need to decide which project will get 1 day and which one will get 2 days. As I said, that will be my personal freedom of choice. It doesn't mean that on this one I will sit for 2 days, okay? This is not. The RTO, 4 days for sure. This one, we will see. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. I will see you next week, and I wish you all the best and happy stitching. Bye, guys.